Hello everyone, my name is Ned Finn. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the stream. It's Thursday, my dudes. I almost said it was Tuesday. This week has been a little bit schedulingly unmoored. I think it's possibly because my wife is back in the classroom full time, rather than being at home on Wednesdays, which is the schedule that was in place before spring break, which was last week for her. We're going to be playing some Isaac. I'm going to get into that a little bit more as people start to trickle in. But yeah, she was home. Oh, the dunce cap. No. This polydactyl's not much better. At least it's something. It's not the dunce cap. But yeah, she was home on Wednesdays because they were doing like deep cleans of the classrooms, the whole school, I guess, because of COVID stuff. But now they're back full time all the time, and so that sort of landmark, that temporal landmark in my week, is gone now. But, you know, whatever. Like a little, I mentioned Isaac during my previous video that I think, excuse me, I think normal mode has actually gotten a little bit, they've scaled back the difficulty on normal mode a little bit, which I appreciate to no end, because I'm a filthy fucking casual. Oh, I will take that bomb trade, though. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, I think I'm just going to try to do, like, a basic, like, maybe even a really basic run. I might not even try to get to the lamb or blue baby. I might just try for, like, an Isaac / Satan kill, just to pump up my own ego, get my win streak a little bit higher. The Widow seems to be moving a little bit faster, or maybe I'm just moving a little bit slow. I do feel like I'm going to get killed by this thing, though. Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, I don't think anyone was around to watch that, so that's good. Let's try that again. Here I am talking about the fact that, oh yeah, no, normal mode seems to be less challenging now, and then I fucking die to a boss I've fought 1.5 zillion times. These fucking charge flies. At least I don't really want to re-roll Speedball. It's a fine item. I mean, it's not the most exciting item in the world, but you know. That's what it is. Give me half a second here, folks. I'm going to put my glasses on. I can actually read the no people who are in comments right now. And of course, they're freaking dirty as well. Whatever. Reached out to Sam today, did not get an answer back, so there's no Minecraft today, obviously. I do feel like I owe her a stream at some point. Because we were, like, streaming, it felt like every other video, practically, if not more, and then it just sort of faded off for a little while, but I did enjoy what we were doing, and we'll get back to that at some point, I'm sure. So I have the found items HUD up as well. I never really liked it because it took up too much screen real estate, but now they have a smaller version of it right up in there in the top right corner, right underneath the map. So you can see, like, I found 8-ball is the one item I've got in pocket. Oh, gosh, that I should have taken damage there, but I didn't. Honestly, I do feel like they're opening up these stores just to make me jealous. Like, I'd love a number of things in there, particularly the Steam sale. It's a tremendous item, tremendously valuable item. If I can't deal with the haunt, I'm gonna be miffed. I mean, the fact that I got killed by the Widow, of all frickin' things, is pretty embarrassing. Oh, for fuck's sake, get away from me, dude. Hello, Dave Miller. Yes, this is post-repentance. Although I am just doing very poorly right now. I shouldn't have gotten so close to him. I just need to do, like, haunt fundamentals here. Especially because I am not in a position where I can take, like, any damage. It's not a great place to be in, but, you know. We got through it, and we got some synth oil. I'm not feeling confident enough to go for the alt route. In fact, I don't have to. You can still get the alternative path without going through. You can just do it for the second, like, you know, Caves 2 and Basement 2. You can just go in the secret path there. Anyway, I'm always glad to have someone to, you know, chat with. How are you today, Dave Miller? Temperance. Like, several times over. And I owe none of that to skill and all of that to luck. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm doing all right myself. I do think I will go for this chest here. I'm always curious because this is a channel with... It's a very small channel that I run here, so I'm always very curious as to how people come across these videos and these streams. I will say that the channel's grown since I've started streaming, for sure. I think a lot of that is attributable to the fact that I was doing a lot of The Sims 4 streams for a while there, and The Sims 4 is a fairly well-regarded game. But, you know, I'm always curious as to how people find their way here. It's like a little mom-and-pop restaurant buried deep off of some, you know, highway exit with no signage. Like, I'm just curious as to, like, how people, you know, how you folks are coming my way. I'm surprised that channel or stream regulars. I'll take it. Born Loser and Anonymous are not here presently. Otto, get off the table. Thank you. Do feel like I very nearly got blown up a little bit there, but that's okay. It would appear that just as soon as he arrived, Dave Miller has dematerialized. Oh, Jesus. What was that effect? Oh, well. Ooh. Holy shot is a good effect to have, huh? Ooh. Free coinage. Don't mind if I do. Dang it. Hey, we did good this floor. Hooray! Gigantic bean. Okay. Now this is a new item, so I do feel like we're obligated to pick this up. Too spooky. Okay, does this affect our tiers? It does not appear to. Our damage is pretty good, though. I think that that's mostly attributable to the mark. I don't know. I mean, Born Loser and Anonymous know when I stream. Today's Thursday, right? I'm not feckin' crazy. Yeah, it's Thursday. I don't know, man. You know, if you were to ask me what's the difference between the fruitcake and the $3 bill, I don't think I could tell you. Gosh, I just, like, wandered right on into that damage. I had a black heart from something. Was that the mark that gave me the black heart, or was it too spooky? I don't know. I am unsure. I don't feel like it's super necessary to, you know, directly text people at this point. Folks know when I'm streaming. If they have not arrived, then I'm sure there is some reason for it, which makes it all the more important to accumulate new friends. We've frozen him, apparently. Cool. I dig it. Which apparently does count as a kill, because wasn't there when we went back in the room. Some of these tear effects are very novel. And they're synergizing and combining in weird and wonderful ways. You know, I'll bet actually, like... It's not Jacob's Ladder. What's the effect that puts a lightning effect between the tiers? Because that with anti-gravity tiers, I think, would be an interesting... synergy there. Well, for what it's worth, at least this stream is being, you know, recorded for posterity, if nothing else. I think the last stream that I did with no one there was when me and Sam streamed Minecraft together, which was fun. And, you know, it's a different dynamic because at least there was some other person there watching. But I should not dwell in my isolation. Shit. Come on, just say, ah, thank you. Oh, look at that. You had the decency to go gold for me. I appreciate that. Oh, crap. Well, whatever. Oh, it didn't kill you. Well, now you're dead. I've picked up this item before, but I do not remember for the life of me what it does. So we're going to pick it up again. Voodoo Head. Extra curse rooms. That's right. Okay. But, you know. Hey, born loser. Well, I'm glad you've arrived. I would be playing. I mean, the title of the stream probably says it all. For me, Magic the Gathering Arena is just not working properly today. It was working fine this morning when I got in a little bit of a game before work, but since I logged on this afternoon, it has been messing up, and it's tragic. Oh, I'll take Blood of the Martyr. Don't mind if I do. Blood of the Martyr or Little Monstro. I mean, Little Monstro is not bad, but Blood of the Martyr is just a straight damage upgrade. My damage is already getting pretty good. But yeah. So I was having an issue where, first of all, like on the main menu screen, the little progression tracker thing was just not showing up. And then get into an actual game, win the game, and I get stuck on the victory screen, and I cannot go back to the main menu. So I exit out of the game, and restart the program. The program restarts fine. Still the issue where it's not showing the progression tracker at the front, but, you know, whatever. But then, it's funny you should use the word spooky, Anonymous, because the item that I picked up that has given me this weird wiggly eyes look was called Too Spooky. So make of that what you will. But anyway. So I eventually realized that the game was not logging the results of matches that I win, which happened 3 times in total, which means that I didn't get credit for 3 matches that I won, which affects my gold gain, my XP gain, and progress on daily quests, which are probably forfeit at this point. Which is pretty frustrating. I'm going to chalk this up to the fact that... what is it called? Strixhaven, the School of Mages, that the new set has just come out. Maybe there's some, I don't know, netcode issues or something associated with the fact that there's a new pack out. I don't know. But in any event... That's why I'm not playing today. If, you know, barring extenuating circumstances, which includes doing Minecraft with Sam, or something again with Sam, on Tuesday I'll probably be playing more Magic the Gathering, assuming that the game is working by that point, which I should hope it will be. I'd be sad if it was down for, like, the whole weekend. But I'm seeing comments here, so let me get into that. Mojo there the whole time. I appreciate that, Anonymous. I really do. Yes. Yes. And I do think that they've, like, sanded some of the edges off of normal mode, at least, because normal mode was, like, surprisingly difficult for a hot minute there. But I sort of... Okay, that's a weird effect. But I'm back into things now. You can actually see... I have the found items UI turned on. So this run I've picked up 8-Ball, Synth Oil, Fruitcake, Crackerjack, the Mark, Too Spooky, the Voodoo Head, Blood of the Martyr, and now Meat Cube, which is what is giving me my strange visage currently. But in any event, I'm glad that Magic Arena is working for you there, Born Loser. As of, like, I don't know, 30 minutes ago, it was not working for me, and it's been down this whole afternoon. I don't know. I might try to reinstall the game, though I severely doubt that's the issue. Unicorn Horn is okay. Robo Baby is also okay. I'd rather have my reroll than Unicorn Horn. Although, well, honestly, I think at this point I'd rather have the Unicorn Stump. Because I have an orbital, so I could just, you know, rush in and kill everything that way. But in any event, I have an important update. I was completely wrong about the way that that set rotation works now. It's still more or less following the same model that that Magic the Gathering has always followed. So in September of this year, Throne of the Eldraine, Theros Beyond Death, and I think the M20 core set and one other, I guess, Ikoria, the realm of, or layer of the behemoths, is gonna, those are all gonna rotate out. So they're still doing a big, like, mass exodus of packs, which I guess means that the meta, that, like, the overall environment gets to stay stable for longer. I don't know. It's... The folks designing Magic the Gathering are smarter than me on balance. I'm sure that there's good reasons for them doing things the way that they're doing things. But yeah, so Throne of the Eldraine, for instance, is still in, even though Strixhaven just came out. I was planning on opening up some Eldraine packs on stream today. You know what? Actually, I'll tell you what, folks. I might even do, like, a small, like, a mini stream tomorrow, maybe just from, like, 3:30 to 4:30. Just to open up some packs, because I want y'all to get, like, my initial reaction to the new mechanics and stuff, right? Oh, shit, I meant to pick up that heart. Oh, well, whatever. Because I know nothing about Strixhaven except for the name. I've not been following the card releases or whatever. Like I am more into Magic now than I have been in years. So I'm still catching up. I will say though, I'm glad that Throne of the Eldraine is not rotated out yet, because I've grown really fond of the white and green adventure deck. It's Born Loser. If you're wanting like a zoo deck where you just kind of like flood the board with a lot of creatures that interact in interesting ways with each other, I'd highly recommend that one. I actually was planning on doing some refinement of that deck, because there's some improvements that could be made. The green squire fellow, he's basically a bear. He's a 1/2 mana 2/2. He's the lad with the big hammer. He gets like a +1/+1 when when a creature with adventure enters the field, which is fine, but like I'm never happy to see him necessarily. I'd honestly probably take him out and replace him with another Edgewall Innkeeper and Fairy Guidemother, because having those two in the opening hand has been really valuable, because you're getting some early card draw. That Edgewall Innkeeper is quite good. I like him a lot. Although I did have an issue where I was like, I wasn't really at risk of decking myself, but I was in a silly situation where I was drawing too many cards in a given turn and having to like discard stuff, which is never a great feeling. Hey, let me read for some let's give the servers time to adjust. Yeah, that's the plan. If you're to lose progress, heavy hitters from well, you're the what is it? The Stomp has a lot of Eldraine stuff. Saw a black deck that looked cool as hell. I think I unlocked that one today. Messed around with some of the decks for the quests. The black deck seems pretty good to me. The white deck seems pretty powerful. Yeah. The Keep the Peace, I think, is the name of the mono white deck. It's pretty good. And you know, honestly, as someone who's probably just going to keep up with Standard, I don't think I'm going to do that much with Historic, especially because Historic is going to eventually become like Vintage and Modern in Magic the Gathering, where there's going to be like a set few cards from each set that are going to be very powerful, that are going to be running a lot. There's going to be like a set, I should stop using the word set because it has a specific meaning in Magic the Gathering. There's going to be some very like rigid architects that Historic is eventually going to fall into, because there's only going to be that many like really good cards from any given set. So, you know. But my point was that as someone who's probably going to ditch decks that are really like heavily focused in particular sets after they've rotated out. What is that, Deadeye? Hell yeah. Like, Deadeye is just upside. It's a good item. So my point was going to be that the 75 deck limit is super generous. I really appreciate that, because like, isn't the number of available deck slots in Hearthstone pretty limited? I mean, maybe not super limited, but not 75, to say the least. Like, that's something where presumably they don't want, you know, they've put a number on it just because people running like a zillion different decks could probably like crash their servers, or at least make the user experience less good. But 75 is a big enough number to where they're not going to be in the business of selling people deck slots. Shit, I thought I would avoid that. Let me read through comments again. Keep the Peace is crazy if it pops off. Well, that's, I mean, that's, I'm glad that Hearthstone is at least expanding their totals there. It's good of them. I mean, I feel like Magic the Gathering is a really, really good, well-designed game, and I think that Arena is like a robust enough, like, digital version of the game. I think it could be decent competition for Hearthstone. I really do. I cannot wrap my head around those little, like, jumping, like, yellow spider things. I just kind of shoot and pray. Pray and spray. Or spray. It's spray and pray. Well, whatever. It's the same concept one way or the other. I will say, though, that playing all this Magic has sort of has made me, you know, nostalgic for playing the physical game, because there's something really nice about the tactile experience of actually, like, physically manipulating the card, sort of shuffling your hand as you wait for your opponent to do it. There's just something nice about it, you know? I also saw that they're doing sealed Strixhaven currently, which, like, that's pretty cool. Like, if assuming that Magic the Gathering Arena is still around in a couple of years, and I'm making more money in a couple of years, like, that's the sort of thing that I could actually see paying to do, because, like, I miss a good, like, pre-release event, but, you know, it's and having it to where it's all virtual just makes it nice and flexible, you know? But so the way that a sealed, like, pre-release, it's not even a pre-release, it's just a release event. The way that sealed works is you get at its most basic level, you get 6 15-card booster packs, and you build a deck with the contents. And in the case of Magic the Gathering Arena, the booster packs are not 15 cards, typically. For the sealed event, they are, because, honestly, using the number of cards provided to you in the normal packs would just not give you enough material. Because that would only be, like, what, like 48 cards? Which that's just not enough, and those cards are added to your collection, which is not true of normal drafts on MTGA. I don't think. I don't know. I've not messed around with that at all. I've been just using my gold to buy more packs. Oh shit! Fuck that noise. Oh, for fuck's sake, Mom's foot. Hit the actual thing that can be hit. It's a waste of a card, but whatever. I've always hated the second stage of this boss, because he moves just a little bit too quickly to get behind him easily, and now he's gonna feckin' kill me. Robo Baby! Oh my gosh, Robo Baby is my savior here. Hit him. Because his shots penetrate, so just fucking get him. Oh, what happened? I died. I don't know how I died. An explosion of some kind killed me, I guess. Ain't no 75, I can tell you that. 2 with Classic out now. But after getting a taste of Magic, I'm not sure if I could go back to Hearthstone. I get that. Like, Hearthstone is dumbed down Magic the Gathering. I'm sorry, it is. Why in the world would anyone choose Hearthstone over this? Just boggles the mind. No RNG other than the draw of cards is awful nice. Hearthstone rips off some key components and left others, and it's patchy. It's patchy and evil. My Hearthstone experience is translating well to Magic, though. After coming to grasp with the basics, I'm stomping people. Certainly no bitterness there, though. Yeah, sure. But yeah. Like, I think sort of your baseline Hearthstone play, not necessarily like high-level tournament people. Like, I know that there are people who are very good at the game and have made very good decks, but I think that, like, the basal Hearthstone experience can be pretty mindless if you want it to be. Bordering on brain dead, like, with the amount of randomness and stuff. That looks like a dream catcher, but I cannot pick that up right now because the first floor shops exist only to tempt me with their shiny wares. So I can see the appeal of Hearthstone over Arena for people who just want a less mentally intensive experience. Like, that sounds really judgmental, and I don't mean it to be. But now that we have Arena, I really don't get... Like, I've something like Eternal has no place in this world anymore, because Eternal was basically like, hey, it's basically like Magic the Gathering, in that you're actually, like, playing your mana sources, and you choose whether or not to block things, and creatures heal between turns, you know? It was basically like a wink and a nod, like, hey, this is basically Magic the Gathering in a nicer wrapper than Magic Online, which I didn't play that much of Magic Online, to, like, full disclosure. And part of it was because it would have been just as expensive as normal Magic the Gathering to play. And I wasn't interested in that. I couldn't do that for the same reason that I wasn't playing physical Magic. I didn't have the money. And I still don't have the money, which is why I really like Arena. Let me see here. Let me read through comments. I'm serious, I am. The concepts in Hearthstone are just as sound as Magic, knowing good trades, spotting lethal and whatnot. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely overlap there in the skill set. Like, understanding tempo, understanding card advantage. Like, I kind of feel like Magic the Gathering absorbed a lot of the good, like, TCG/CCG ideas just because it was the first. And it is, like, a really... I feel like it's almost, like, the rare example of something that did a thing first and is like, still the best in the business, in my opinion. Like, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Before I ever played Magic the Gathering. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty extensively as a kid. Like, not, like, on a competitive level, but, like, I bought the cards. I played with my brother. And I would choose Magic the Gathering any day of the week. 100%. Let's see here, because it's based off Magic, absolutely. Knowing who's the beatdown, who's controlling a matchup. I think Hearthstone got popular because it beat Magic to the digital online space. Eternal is more generous than Magic as a free player. I can see that. It's a bit splashy. It's got good art and effects. That's true. I haven't touched Eternal in a while. But I remember liking what I played of it. I didn't... It wasn't clicking for me at the time. I just don't think I was in the mood for a CCG. Now, it's not technically true that Hearthstone was online before Magic was, because Magic the Gathering Online has existed for a while, and I think its overall presentation has improved recently, but like it's still got very powerful spreadsheet energy, if you take my meaning. Whereas Arena presents itself very nicely. I've been trying not to take too much from the donation machine lately, but I really want Humbling Bundle. So gimme. Plus, it's hard to turn that down when it's only 7 coins or 7 cents. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the whole deal with Strixhaven is. I was looking forward to doing that on stream today, but whatever. Again, I might do a stream tomorrow where it's just like I might just be opening packs. There's a I feel like I've got like catching up to do with a bunch of mechanics that are going to be out of date in like a handful of months anyway. I mean, I guess September isn't that close. But I most recently unlocked the blue and black deck, which looks like it's going to be pretty Ikoria focused. It's the one with the big shark with arms on the deck box, at least standardly. Which, I mean, that's a bold art direction, if nothing else. I'll take that. Apparently, there's a new item. Pulse of Steel is a great pill. Health down 8, great, but whatever. Let's do the alt run, or the alt path, shall we? Let's read comments as well. Lots of Magic players jump ship to Hearthstone because of the convenience of online. Yep. Eternal was good, but Mana Flood was a real problem there. Yeah, I remember getting just a lot of frickin' mana in that game, like, to a ridiculous degree. Hearthstone did it right at the time. That was interaction with YouTube as reaction fodder. Much cheaper, and presentation couldn't be topped. To this day, its presentation is great. Yeah, I've not touched it yet. Like I said, it looks like it's an Ikoria. Oh shit, invisible enemies. I forgot about these dudes. It looks like it's pretty Ikoria focused, which I've seen some fun stuff in there. Like, obviously, there's the big Godzilla-looking thing. And, there's a Sharknado reference in it. It's called, like, the Shark Typhoon or something. It creates flying sharks. It creates, I think flying sharks whose power and toughness is the converted mana cost of non-creature spells that you cast, or something like that. I was up against a deck. I think that was actually one of the fucking games that I didn't get credit for, because that game lasted forever, because they kept making more and more of these goddamn sharks. They were at 1 life for like 5 turns or something, and I had a decent chunk of creatures out, but I couldn't get through their wall of goddamn flying sharks until I eventually did. I think that was actually the first game where I encountered the bug where it was just stuck on the victory screen and I didn't get credit, which is unfortunate because that was a hard-won fight there. We don't want to touch the white fire. Yet. I'm very skeptical of my capacity to complete the, to even get the necessary item to do the alternate path. I've gotten into the mausoleum. I've done it once. And it sucked a whole bunch. I think I'm actually gonna just try to get the 2 knife pieces and call it a feckin' day. Because, like, I don't know what you would call it, if you would just call it the knife or the completed knife or something. It's a decent little, like, familiar, I guess. It's basically Bob's brain without the awfulness. Although I guess, I mean, technically, Bob's brain without the awfulness would just be like, what, Bob's brain with skull cap? I'll take Cupid's arrow, don't mind if I do. Let's read the comments again. Not... I don't know if this person was doing it out of spite, necessarily. Because, like... I mean, if I were in their position, I probably would have read the writing on the wall, because I was at, like, 20 or 21 life. Like, they hadn't really been able to lay a finger on me. And they had 1 life. They were probably gonna bite the dust sooner or later. But, like, I didn't... I don't know. Like, they were doing all right in, like, dealing with my creature onslaught. I just kind of... I eventually overwhelmed them. Because, like, my creatures were stronger than theirs, was the thing. So this is the first part of the alternate path. Where you touch the white flame, you go through the mirror, and then you fight your way through a mirrored version of the map to get to the... Oh, and you're the Lost as well. That's worth mentioning. The Lost with Holy Mantle, which is good, because you know you wouldn't want like a single mistake to like completely trash the run for you. I feel like I'm just using Isaac as a backdrop to talk about, frankly, what I wanted to do today, which was more Isaac. So we take the knife piece. I think that's the handle, and then we go back. I think we could maybe actually get another item from the boss if we fought it, but I don't really feel like doing that, especially because I don't know what the boss is. But yeah, Born Loser, if, oh god, it's like worse Skolex. Holy shit. I hate this, dude. I think I fought this guy, like, maybe once before, but I didn't really remember him. Although at least he has the decency of, like, staying above water, I guess? For a little bit longer. Actually, I don't think he can... He can't resubmerge himself until he goes back to the water. That's kind of cool. Also, I'm getting, like, low-key vibes of the weird, worm thing that was, like, employing Han Solo at the beginning of, Solo. Which is a movie I actually really like. But as we've previously established, my opinions about Star Wars are garbage and invalid, so, you know, whatever. Get a frickin' angel deal. Honestly, I'll take it. More health is going to be pretty valuable to us anyway. Let's... Let's go and see if we can pick up another charge. I have no idea what my health is at, except for the fact that I am apparently have not lost any red heart health. And of course there's no frickin' whatever. It doesn't matter. Actually, it really doesn't matter, because that would have actually been a waste of money, so I'm glad I didn't find that. Ignore me. Hello, Ethan KS, and thank you for subscribing, sir, right out the gate. I always appreciate new friends. How are you doing today, Ethan? Ethan KS? Or possibly E-Thanks. No, Ethan VKS, excuse me. Okay, so my health is actually really good. I would have sworn I was, like, on my last legs, at least in terms of frickin' soul hearts, but apparently not. Although I did lose one in this very room, so whatever. Let's see here. Maybe I'm just getting matched up with new players who think I'm running some kind of crazy expensive deck. Who is to say? Shoot. I am a little bit, like, I dropped, I guess, close to, I bought, like, I think I bought, like, 7 Kaldheim packs, and then, like, on top of, like, 2 that I'd earned, because I basically wanted, like, a fat pack worth of booster packs. And a fat pack for those not in the know. It's 9, or maybe, I think it actually might be 10 now. I guess it's 9 or 10 booster packs in a box. That's pretty much that. And I think it comes with, like, 2 fold-out deck boxes for you as well. But I feel like at this point, now that we have a new friend in chat, I should probably stop talking quite so much about Magic the Gathering Arena, because we have someone who's come here presumably for the Isaac, or at the very least for the random voice in their head. Speaking, by the way, of random voices, I feel like I would say that I am someone who has pretty good command over their voice in terms of, like, vocal manipulation. And I feel like that is something that I do not take enough advantage of on this channel, to be funny. Like, I was in the car the other day. I was working, and I was listening to a podcast, an episode of a podcast called Behind the Bastards, which is a podcast about terrible people, and they were doing a post-mortem episode of on the life of Rush Limbaugh, a truly terrible person. And the guest host of that episode was Paul F. Tompkins, incidentally, who voices Mr. Peanut Butter on BoJack Horseman. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, could I do a Rush Limbaugh? And I actually, I was like, I played with it a little bit, and then I was like, I think I can do a Rush Limbaugh. And so I recorded myself, actually. I used the little memo, the voice memo section on my phone. Honestly, Charm of the Vampire could be pretty useful to us in the near future. But let me take a sip of water here, so I can feel the pressure building to do this justice. This is Rush Limbaugh here, operating with talent on loan from God. I'd have to tie half my brain behind my back just to give the liberals a fighting chance against my superior conservative intellect. I feel like I could do better, but that's, you know, that's the main thrust of it. I don't know why I bought that key. I don't need keys. I need the fanny pack. And of course, there's also the in retrospect, sort of low-key awful. Oh no! I just got a text from Sam who said, I saw this and forgot to say yes. That's fine. Sam, if you're in chat, by the way, I don't know if you are. But we can Minecraft it up. I did not need to buy that either. Jesus, what am I doing? We can Minecraft it up on next Tuesday's stream. That's a good question, Anonymous. I spent too much time thinking about whether or not I could. I didn't take a moment to ask if I should. But thank you. I do appreciate that. It's worth mentioning that I actually, like... I grew up hearing but not listening to Rush Limbaugh. Like, he was on the car... like, on the radio in the car occasionally, but, like, I never really paid attention to it. But, like, it's a very distinct voice, obviously. And it should speak to the level of conservatism that I originally emerged from, which is funny because, like, now I'm, like, I'll listen to, like leftist anarchists and, like, actual self-identified communists, and I'm like, you have some good points here. I don't quite go full communist, like the Thought Slime Peter Coffin level is a little bit... It's overly ambitious, at least for the realistic politics of the day. But, you know, I'm like, you know, I see where you're coming from. Meanwhile, like, I remember there was great consternation in my household when Barack Obama was elected in 2008. We were all very concerned, which is so funny because now I'm just like, yeah, no, the problem with Barack Obama is that he wasn't far enough to the left. But anyway, but yeah, back onto the more pleasant topic of my range of vocal capabilities. There was the rather infamous issue of where in my sophomore year of college I convinced a great number of people that I was from Scotland, which got me into some social trouble eventually because I didn't know when to kill the bit. There's actually, you know, there's a great moment in an episode of the IT Crowd where one of the characters gets stuck under the desk of a female coworker and realizes immediately, like, the time to abort that situation was immediately after the situation was gotten into, and like the longer you wait, the more awkward it's going to be to actually get out of the situation. I was basically trapped under a desk of my own making. But yeah, so that's that particular story, and indeed that was the accent which got me through. I do not know where these little hearts are coming from, but apparently they're enemies. I guess he's spawning them, I suppose. I thought I was making those things. I don't know. Has this guy gotten fucking tankier? I'll speed up. Don't mind if I do. Random pill in the middle of battle. Fucking Krampus. Krampus looking like old school Krampus, no less. Christ on a fucking bike. A damage up would have been nice. I'd really like to see lump of coal here, because I've got the range. My range is good. I just need the damage, and lump of coal will kind of provide that, sort of. Hey, there it is. Look at this. Did I find the treasure room? I did. Well, thank you. I appreciate, by all means, stroke my performative ego. Oh, we're about to get spun. No? No, that was a different run, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh shit, we can't even get into the fucking mines. Whatever. Whatever. Do a basic run. My water today is not as cold as I wish it was. Because our ice maker is broken. And we need to put in a maintenance request. But we just haven't yet. I don't exactly know what the issue with the ice maker is. Like the little lever thing you press up to get it to start making ice, or press down, appears to have been dislodged from its little spot. So I don't know. We might be without ice for a little while, because that seems like more than just a simple maintenance request type of dealie. I don't know. Oh, the maintenance guys that were for the apartment complex that we're in are great, so maybe they'd be able to fix it right away. Who knows? We'll probably put in the request tonight and then have it dealt with tomorrow. So us going through Downpour 2 was a total waste of time, which is a real misfortune, but whatever. We'll see the alt path some other time. I just really, more than anything else, I need a bomb. Or two? No. I don't need a key. A key is what I don't need. So I want to talk about the fact that there's a lock here, despite the fact that the only way that you could even get to it is if you were already flying. I guess that's a trap for flying characters at that point. Like, you bump into it, it's like, oh no, I wasted a key. I will say, I told myself, a little while ago, when I was actually thinking about the fact that, I need to bring up my vocal range on stream at some point, just to liven things up a bit, that, and I told myself then, they're you can only do, white people impressions. You can do, you know, I mean, obviously, specific impressions, you know, the Scottish accent, English accent, you know, the whole walking tour of the British Isles, comedy Russian, comedy German, but there's no Apu from The Simpsons. That's not I'm not doing that. I feel like that's an ethical landmine from my own perspective. You know, I don't feel like doing it. But, oh. It is my dog's dinner time, so if you will excuse me while I'm just sort of silently dealing with these goons. Alright, give me 1 second. Anyway, since it is midway through the stream now, it's worth And yes, Born Loser, I can do Prison Mike. I don't like to emotionally go there in my head because it reminds me of the gruel sandwiches and the Dementors. And that's not a great Prison Mike, but you know, it's the general vibes of the character. Neither of these items are great. I'll take Flatstone because I really don't feel like getting Kaboom. I guess it adds some range. Other than that, it's just kind of a weird tier effect. I don't know. I think it also lets you like skip your tiers over barriers sometimes. I don't know. We can test that out actually eventually. Let's see here. Nope. It appears to be purely aesthetic. You know what? I want to watch What We Do in the Shadows. I want to see the movie first because I know the movie is supposed to be great as well. But yeah, that's definitely on the list. We're currently watching His Dark Material. I'm not going to do the Prison Mike thing. Fuck that noise. Julia and I are currently watching His Dark Materials on HBO. It's really good so far. I quite enjoy it. And the last episode, we watched introduced the character of Lee Scoresby, who, much to my delight, well, both of our delight, is played by Lin-Manuel Miranda, aka the main point of origin for the musical Hamilton, who like wrote the songs and the music, and also played Hamilton in the character of Hamilton in the original Broadway cast. It's a phenomenal musical. If folks have Disney Plus, it's worth a watch. I know there are valid criticisms of the show of the musical, like granted, but just like as a musical in and of itself, it's hard to beat. Like the diverse, I mean the diverse casting, but also like the diverse musical styles in it, the way that the musical themes build on one another, it's great. And like I defy you not to like experience feels in what is it? It's Quiet Uptown at the very end, particularly watching the filmed version on Disney Plus. It just gets you in the feels. Anyway, but yeah, no, I'm liking His Dark Materials. We both are. But yeah, so Lin-Manuel Miranda in His Dark Materials plays an aeronaut, like basically a dude with a balloon, and I'm very much enjoying it. Also really liking Falcon and the Winter Soldier. New episode of that coming out tomorrow. Very much looking forward to that. As I've said on multiple occasions, I am just a colossal. I'm totally in the tank for Marvel at this point. Which like does not label me as a man of discerning tastes, but I don't care. I'm just into it, man. At this point, my level of affection for the MCU, I think, like, qualifies it as a guilty pleasure, and that's fine. But anyway, now, of course, how could I forget from my roster of vocal capabilities, your sort of bog standard classic Southerner, which is like 50% of the time we'll dip into just a sort of George W. Bush by way of Will Ferrell's George W. Bush, but you know that's okay. I mean, it's half Will Ferrell's Bush and half fellow streamer Big Country, who I have not seen in a while, and I do miss him. I will say that the combination of my vocal capabilities, along with my considerable powers of memory, have resulted in much amusement from time to time. What comes to mind in particular is one particular morning back when I was working a normal job where I bemused my coworkers with a full recitation of the opening, the prologue to the Fellowship of the Ring using this exact voice. And if chat asks very kindly, I might bless y'all with my rendition of such. Although in that particular case, I do believe I was going full George Bush for that one, which, you know, things might evolve in that direction anyway. Tolkien can... I mean, honestly... I mean, Tolkien was probably spinning in his grave the minute that Legolas jumped on that fucking shield in the Two Towers. To say nothing of what things like... Shadow Mordor did to such characters as Shelob and the entire timeline of The Lord of the Rings. Now, there's an underwatched video elsewhere on my channel, referred to as the Lost Isaac episode, where I did go on a bit of a tangent about the lore inaccuracies of their Shadow of Mordor games, particularly. Well, no, excuse me, not the Middle Earth games, particularly Shadow of War, which really fucks with things in a surprisingly rigorous number of ways. From, like, the naming conventions of Minas Tirith, which should not be called Minas Tirith at this time, to what they did to Shelob, to the very, like, core premise of the game, which is like, hey, let's make a new Ring of Power, which is just such a profoundly bad idea. I cannot get into... I can't even get into it right now, but it's a bad idea, folks. What? Why didn't they ride the birds? Because, the primary reason that they didn't ride the eagles is that the eagles didn't fucking feel like it. The eagles are flighty bitches in a very literal sense, and they're not going to answer to anyone's call. They did the Fellowship and Gandalf a solid like twice in the whole series, but they're not just something that they can like call out in the back of their pocket, you know. There's also like, you know, a bunch of fucking a bunch of like orcs with bows and siege weapons that could have fucking posted up on the slopes of Mount Doom, right? And you know, the fell beasts are, you know, another potential issue. Also, assuming that they went straight to Mordor from Rivendell, you still have Saruman to contend with, who can throw fireballs. You know, if anything were to cause Frodo to fall, you know, you fall in Mordor, there's a bunch of orcs who could just swoop in and pick up the ring from wherever it is that it has fallen. As far as I'm concerned, riding in on the eagles just puts a big-ass target on their back for, like, at least half a dozen different, you know, potential issues. I'm not even going to grab one of these items. I'm not confident in my ability to deal with Blue Baby or the Lamb at this point. I'm just looking to kill off either Isaac or Satan and call it a fucking day. Okay, so I'm confused by your last question. Why did Main Helmet shout about no man kill... Oh, I see. I don't understand why we're calling Eowyn Bad Soup Lady, but, now I just feel like you are coming forward with bad faith criticisms. I mean, it's worth mentioning that Sauron, during the millennium that the ring was in the river, that Sauron's spirit was sort of in a dormant state, that it was regaining strength as time went on. And it's sort of, what are these? Orphan socks. Speed up your feet, feel stronger. Can I walk over spikes? I can! Holy shitballs, you guys. I can walk over fucking spikes. That's actually really cool. Good to know. I honestly was not expecting that to work. But I'm really glad that it did. Anyway, where was it going? Yeah. So the idea is basically that that Sauron would eventually get to the point where he was powerful enough to conquer Middle-earth from his tower, basically, and then sweep the land in search of the ring. Which is why destroying it was pertinent. I mean, like, Frodo brings up the fact that they could hide it, what if we just hid it away? And Gandalf sort of poo-poos that idea because, Sauron's servants would be in search of it. God, this room is a lot easier, being able to walk over spikes. I'm into that. Hey, look at this. Get fucked, other me. Oh, shit. Fuck's sake. Let no one ever tell you I'm actually good at this game, because I'm demonstrably not. Let me say here. Yes, Elfhair was a plot point. Gimli asks for a lock of, or I guess a single strand of Galadriel's hair, and she gives him 3, which is like, viewed through a modern lens, I guess you'd say that Gimli was simping for Galadriel, but I really don't feel like putting in that in that context. Oh, look at this Fistula, a boss that I can actually deal with real ease. Get fucked, Fistula. God, I did not like the sound effect of that hole opening there. Not a fan whatsoever. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, the amount, the question that you're asking is, sort of predicated on a level of actual knowledge, which I appreciate. Just because I brought it up and we're already talking about Lord of the Rings, I actually grab my. Fuck it. I don't need to attack right now. It began with the forging of the great rings. 3 were given to the elves, immortal, wise. I'm going full George Bush on this, aren't I? Immortal, wisest, and fairest of all beings. 7 to the dwarf lords, great miners and craftsmen of the mountain halls. And 9 rings were given to the race of men, who above all else desire power. For within these rings was bound the strength and will to govern each race. But they were all of them deceived, for another ring was made. In the land of Mordor, in the powers of Mount Doom, the Dark Lord Sauron forged in secret a master ring to control all others. And into this ring he poured his malice, his cruelty, and his will to dominate all life. One ring to rule them all. One by one, the free lands of Middle-earth fell to the power of the ring. But there were some who resisted. A last alliance of men and elves marched against the armies of Mordor. On the slopes of Mount Doom, they fought for the freedom of Middle-earth. Victory was near, but the power of the ring could not be undone. It was in this moment, when all hope had faded, that Isildur, son of the king, took up his father's sword. Sauron, the enemy of the free lands of people... For fuck's sake. Sauron, the enemy of the free peoples of Middle-earth, was defeated. The ring passed to Isildur, who had this one chance to destroy evil forever. But the hearts of men are easily corrupted, and the will of power has a will of its own. It abandoned Isildur to his death. Fuck, for fuck's sake, I can't remember it now. It abandoned Isildur to his death. Oh yeah, history became legend. Legend became myth. And for 3,500 years, the ring passed out of all knowledge. I think it might actually be 2.5 years. 2,500 years. But fuck it, whatever. Darkness crept back into the corners of the world. Rumors grew of a shadow in the east. Whispers of a nameless fear. And the ring of power perceived. Its time had now come. Fuck, I had this down pat like once upon a time. Jesus Christ, what is it? Rumors grew of a shadow in the east, and the ring of power... No. No, ring of power perceived, it comes later. That's when it abandons Gollum. Rumor grew back... Darkness grew back into the corners of the world. Whispers of a nameless fear. No, for fuck's sake, Rumors of a shadow in the east. Whatever. Until when trance came and ensnared a new bearer. The ring came to the creature Gollum, who took it deep into the misty mountains, and there it consumed him. The ring brought to Gollum unnatural long life. For 500 years it poisoned his mind. And in the gloom of Gollum's... what the... I'm getting this... I've got this all wrong. Never mind. I'll come back later when I can remember it. This is going to bug me now. Okay, so it abandoned Isildur to his death. That's correct. History became legend, legend became myth, and some things that should not have been forgotten were lost. That's correct, and that follows after that. I am struggling to remember what happens after some things that should not have been forgotten were lost. Fuck. A greed fight? I don't have any time to deal with you, greed. Fuck you. I'm getting out of here. Can I not blast my way out of this fight? I cannot. I wasted 2 bombs confirming that fact. For fuck's sake. Oh good, a Steam sale. Well past the point where it would even be remotely usable. I've not gotten I've gotten 1 damage upgrade. And frickin'... Frickin' lump of coal, and that's it. Okay, hold on. I mean, I think that Gandalf's cantankerous abuse of Pippin might have been a bit excessive at times. I don't know why I just used the card now instead of, like, literally any other time, but whatever. I'm derping my way through this run. I've got enough health for it. God knows. Has this boss gotten harder? No, the problem is my damage just sucks. I'm gonna die to fucking Mom's heart because I don't have enough frickin' damage. Although I did pick up some hearts, which I do appreciate. God damn it. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know what it is that's disgorging these hearts, but I do appreciate it. I'm so distracted by my inability to remember this shit. Here I am talking about how good my sense of memory is, and yet I cannot call to mind the fucking prologue. I had this memorized at one point, just because I'd seen it so many times. Oh, that's a new little interstitial. Fucking shit. I'm Googling this shit. Fellowship of the Ring. Opening. Text. Okay. Okay, so I got the order wrong, and some things that should not have been... Okay, some things... Okay, now fucking what Edge Studio has it fucking wrong. History became legend, legend became myth, and for 2,500 years the ring passed out of all knowledge. That's the line I was missing, until when chance came and snared a new bearer. The ring came to the creature golem, yeah. Okay, that's what I was missing. I'm not going to recite it at this point, I've embarrassed myself too much. Otto! Little bean. What is your deal? You need peanut butter? I'm getting the dog peanut butter. This stream is a disaster. Go figure this is the stream when I get a new subscriber, because it feels like an absolute fucking mess. But whatever. I'm actually not going to use that speed up pill, because I feel like too much speed gets unwieldy after a certain point. Okie dokie. Oh, it's worth mentioning, by the way, I've passed this opportunity, but if you're enjoying the video, make sure to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed and want to see more, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you've already done those things, tweet this, or like send the link to, I don't know, Ted Cruz. I do like the fact that I'm just like citing random, mostly like hardcore like conservatives as the people that these videos should be sent to. I know I cited Paul Gosar, I think. Mitch McConnell I cited. Ayatollah Khomeini, who, I mean, he's the supreme leader of Iran. That's going to be a conservative dude. Not like in an American conservative sense, but, still, a religious zealot. What is your deal, my weird shadow dude? Okay, that's your deal. GTK. So your deal is you just kind of suck. A lot. Oh, goodness. I'll tell you what, folks, just as a personal aside, I finally got tired of being, like, moderately overweight, and I'm doing something about it. Namely, I've put myself on, like, something of a loose diet. Like, I've tried to cut back my snacking, and I've tried to, like, have healthier shit for my meals. Can't argue with results, because I have lost a little bit of weight over the past couple of weeks. Julie and I are back on doing HelloFresh again. We're doing the veggie option, like the all vegetarian option. Vegetarian, it's worth mentioning, not vegan. They're still like cheese and shit, which is good because cheese is great. But like I had a salad today for lunch. Like what even is going on? But I will say, yesterday for lunch I made myself like a little thing that was spinach and wild rice and an egg and like in a bowl, and it was delicious. It was really good and very filling. I would have done that again, except I wanted the lettuce and the salad to stay good, so I had that for lunch today. But I'll probably go back I'll probably make one of those bowl things tomorrow, honestly. It's really good, and I don't know how long the spinach is going to stay for, so it's, just as well. These guys suck a lot more, huh? I don't know what item I have that's doing this, but there's definitely something that's causing like heart pickups to heal me double. I think it might be the bow item down there, like the hair bow item, which is no longer represented on my character. I think that's Maggie's bow, I want to say, or yeah, something like that. But anyway, I feel like I've run out of steam. What's new with y'all? What do you want me to talk about, or a fun accent for me to use? I don't know. I'm pulling from the audience at this point. This room is gonna like hardcore suck and goes nowhere, so I'm just gonna nope out of it. I've got the bombs for it. I think once I think that this boss room is going to take us to Satan, assuming we even survive this fucking encounter. What the shit, man? It's my low damage output. I've upgraded my damage once this whole run. Okay, there we go. Okay, we have 30 minutes left. I'm gonna do something controversial. Yeah, end the stream with a little bit more of I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard like a recording of Joseph Stalin speaking, but like I can do a comedy Russian accent. Is fine. In Soviet Russia, accent does you. That does not make much sense, but it is what it is. Anyway, I am going for the last, let me say, 30 minutes of stream or however long it is. We are going to load up Magic Arena. Probably not going to play any games. But what we are going to do is we are going to look at new packs of cards. We're going to look at Strixhaven, try to get a feel for what the new mechanics are and such. It will be process of discovery for all of us. Very exciting. Incidentally, Stalin, like, obviously horrible dictator, but also on, like, personal level, really weird dude. Let us see here. Let us load up. Here we go. Is this visible now? It should be. It is. Good. It is visible in stream. So yeah, I wish I could play some game, but you see, there's no progression thing here. Is problem. And is big problem. Yes, incidentally, like Hitler, really weird dude on like a personal level. Mostly Stalin just liked having other members of like the Kremlin or whatever, like the Soviet government, just would have them over and get them horribly, horribly drunk, to the point that some devised ways of like concealing the fact that they were not drinking because otherwise they just like vomit and have terrible hangovers. Yes, it is very weird. I'm going to let Hope servers figure out what they're doing, but I do not know. I am at loss for words. If I was interested in putting money into game, which I am not right now, I would drop the $20 to get the gems necessary to yeah, no, Kim Jong-un is like the third generation of like a hereditary divine monarchy. Like, no. But yeah, like I don't know what to make of this issue here, and it annoys me because like I had like 3 wins in a row with the fucking what deck is it? To Adventure, which is a really good deck, and this is the one that I unlocked, Mutation Station, which honestly, let's take a look at that because we're gonna have to fill up the this 30 minutes anyway, so we might as well. Rookie Mistake. I've seen this card. That looks like a reprint from Tarkir. They've even got the fucking, what is it? I don't remember. I don't remember any of the wedge names, the clan names, except for Abzan because that's what I played. But they have that symbol on their forehead. God, the sun is really bright as well. This is just not my day. My little bean. He's so cute. I have a cute doggy, guys. He's very sweet. And I love him. Yeah, I did a bug report, actually, already. So we'll see if that helps at all. But I want to play the game. Stern Dismissal. Well, actually, what does Rookie Mistake do? Until end of turn, target creature. Okay. So that's like sort of removal, or at least it's a way to trade up, basically. Stern Dismissal. Return target creature or enchantment to opponent's target creature or enchantment. Okay, so it's better unsummon. I can get into that, right? Yeah. Yeah, Stern Dismissal is just strictly better unsummon. I mean, I'm into it. Why is anyone running unsummon if this card is available? Fuck. It's just, it's unsummon with... I mean, fuck. You have something that's like, I mean, you have something that has like pacifism thrown onto it. You could get, well, I guess, I don't know about passive, but it's better on summon is my point. Mysterious Egg. I've seen this card before. Whenever this creature mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So mutate is one of the mechanics from Ikoria. Polywog Symbiote. Each creature spell you cast costs 1 less to cast if it has mutate. Okay, so it's basically Warden of Evos Isle for mutant creatures. If you cast a creature spell, if it has mutate, draw a card, then discard a card. Okay. I'd love it if it was just draw a card, but I get it. Boot Nipper. Boot Nipper enters the battlefield with your choice of Death Touch or a Death Touch counter or a lifelink counter on it. That's pretty cool. Fuck it. You know what? I can go through this later. I want to look at the new stuff, right? So let's go ahead. Let's go to the store. Purchase some packs. The store is still working fine, it's worth mentioning. The game, not so much. But the store, oh yeah. Oh. Gotta keep the store up and running. Let's see, what is that? Is that 5 packs? Yeah, let's open 5 packs of Strixhaven and see what the dealio is. Okay. Agonizing Remorse. A sorcery. What is this border? I don't know. Target opponent reveals their hand. Is this just like a premium card design? It looks like it. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it or a card from their graveyard. Exile the card, you lose 1 life. Interesting. Okay. Guilt is not absolution. Regret is not justice, but it is right that you suffer. Okay. Zephyr Boots. Equipped creature has flying. Whenever an equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. Okay. Draw a card, then discard a card. That's pretty cool. I like the sort of rummaging effect. Practical research, and let's read the flavor text. There's no flavor text. Okay. Practical research. Draw 4 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard an instant or sorcery. Okay. The twins each researched spells to defeat Extus in their own way. We have our first proper noun, folks. Will hit the library, Rowan hit everything else. Okay. So, multiple proper nouns then. We have Extus, Will, and Rowan. You gain 4 life. Learn. Okay. First new mechanic. Learn. You may reveal a lesson card you own from outside the game and put it into your hand. Or discard a card to draw a card. Okay, so you're probably wondering, what does that mean? You may reveal a lesson card that you own from outside the game. It's your sideboard, right? So your sideboard is a slot of 15 cards that you use to modify your deck, swapping cards in and out. And your deck has to be the same number of cards after you've done sideboarding as it did before. In organized play in between matches in 3 game rounds. So it's taking stuff from your sideboard, but that's really interesting. You may reveal a lesson card that you own from outside the game and put it into your hand, or discard a card to draw a card. The only thing more delicious than a top grade is Guillaume's signature cake. So we have another named character. Pest Summoning. So there's a unique symbol up at the top corner there. Create 2 1/1 black green pest creature tokens with when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Okay, cool. That seems neat. Step 1, put these pests in mud. Step 2, wait. Guillaume's Guide to Breeding Pests. Okay, so Guillaume is apparently, or possibly Guillaume, I don't know. I'm going to keep saying it Guillaume. Seems to be associated with green and black. And, we have new watermarks as well. No, Julia has returned. Silver Quill Campus. There's a lot of multicolor here, I'm seeing. Silver Quill Campus enters the battlefield tapped. Okay, so it's a guild gate with an expensive scry ability. That's cool. That's fine. And we got a wild card, which is always nice. And then our rare for the pack. Efreet Flame Painter with double strike. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Okay. So it's kind of like Snapcaster Mage then, back from Innistrad. Although, well, no, because Snapcaster Mage gave flashback to cards, whereas this does it every time you attack. So I don't know. It might be better than Snapcaster Mage. I don't know. I don't know. That's hard to say. But it is a similar effect. All right. Okay, so that is our first encounter. So we have got lots of new stuff. We've got a new mechanic in Learn. We have new frickin' watermarks in the text box there, which I'm getting. So these all appear to be enemy colors as well. So red and blue, black and green, black and white. So maybe that's the cycle then. It's all enemy color factions. Another one of these freaking like premium looking cards, which I don't mind. Revitalize, gain 3 life, draw a card. That's actually, that's really good, actually. Like Catherine closed her eyes, bracing herself for the end. She opened them again. She stood triumphant over her foe. Got another one of these things. Mercurial Transformation. Oh, okay. I think I know. I think that the symbol there at the top left, that's for lesson cards. Okay. Until end of turn, target non-land permanent loses all abilities and becomes your true choice of a blue frog creature with base power of toughness, base power and toughness of 1/1, or a blue octopus creature with base power of. Okay, so you can like transform something of yours that's weak into a bigger thing that's an octopus, or turn something of your enemies into a frog. That's neat. Hello, Max K. We're doing a little bit of review. We're opening up some packs of Strixhaven, School of Mages, before the stream ends at 5:30. We were playing Binding of Isaac originally, and then I got a little bit curious, and I wanted to see what the Strixhaven stuff is about. Next, by the way, if curious, next Tuesday is probably going to be a Minecraft stream, and then the following Thursday is probably going to be more Magic the Gathering, because I'm really liking this game. Another one of these campus thingies. Maybe this is Lore. Okay, so maybe Lorehold is like one of the factions, and that's their symbol there down at the bottom. Rise of Extus. Extus is being mentioned again. Exile target creature. Exile up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard and learn. So we have that learn mechanic again, which is really interesting. I don't think there's not much in the way of like sideboard interaction in Magic the Gathering, but it's neat that it's here. Environmental Sciences, which is another lesson. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it. That's cool that it's colorless. That seems useful. And obviously, Max K, if you're not currently subscribed, which I think you are, it's the best way to make sure that you know when streams are coming out. So yeah. And you gain life. That's actually a really good spell. It seems like a really solid thing, especially for like big multicolor decks, especially if you're running like 3 colors. That sort of thing is going to be very useful. And Letter of Acceptance. Add 1 mana of any color, sacrifice Letter of Acceptance, and draw a card. Cool. Yeah, this, Rest Rebirth. Choose target creature. When that creature dies this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser mana value. Put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. Okay. So you're like... I see. That's neat. I like that. It's very cool. So we're getting one of these in every pack, it looks like. I don't know what the significance of this card frame is. It just looks like it's just a fancy card frame, which I can get into. I like fancy card frames, obviously. Scry 1 and draw a card. Actually, I've seen this card before. I've seen Opt before, but not with this art. So I like it. I'm into it. Quandrix Cultivator. When Quandrix Cultivator enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic forest or island card. Put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. That is a weird ass like mana cost there, where it's like you have to have definitely a forest, definitely an island, and one of either, and then some other land. I'm into it. Expressive Iteration. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand. Put one of them on the bottom of your library. Then exile one of them. You play the exiled card this turn. Okay. Reject. I like that art. It's like, no, bonk. Counter a target creature or a planeswalker spell unless its controller pays 3. If that spell is countered in this way, exile it instead of putting it into the owner's graveyard. Is it just me, or are counter spells like worse and far and fewer between? Which I'm into, because counter spells suck. And I like the fact that Wizards seems to be figuring that out and is like, you know what, let's actually not just make it so that blue keeps you from playing the game you want to play. Defend the campus. Choose 1. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Okay, so that's a very standard white spell, but I like the instant speed. I like the options, because one of those could be more useful in some circumstances, and one would be useful in others. Illustrious Historian. Exile Illustrious Historian from your graveyard. Create a tapped 3/2 red and white spirit token. Cool. I can get into that. Hey, awesome. Max K, I appreciate that. I really do. I feel like I don't bring up the bell icon enough because it feels really trite at this point. But yeah, hit that bell. Smash, destroy the bell icon. Point a gun at your monitor and shoot the bell icon. I don't know what I'm talking about. Trample and lifelink as a 3/3 seems good. Dramatic Finale. An Inkling. There's a new token creature. It's cool. Let's see. Creature tokens you control. Oh, you know I want to play an Inkling deck. Ever one or more non-creature tokens or non-token creatures you control die. Create a 2/1 black Inkling, white and black Inkling creature. Cool. Ability triggers only once each turn. Oh, that last one. Oh, that just sends a knife through my heart, but that's okay. You can still abuse the hell out of it. Ageless Guardian. Honestly, that's a vanilla creature that that's definitely something I would play in like a draft, right? Like that's a decent body right there. For 2 mana, you're going to be able to block threats for the next couple of turns. It seems good. Another one of these cards, Real Ang looking dude. Counter target non-creature spell. Well, okay. See again. Well, wait a minute. I've seen negate is a classic spell. It's just new art here, which I can still get into. Creative Outburst. Creative Outburst deals 5 damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put one of them to your hand, the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. Discard. Create a treasure token, and treasure is just sack to add a mana. Okay, that's interesting. So if you're like really want mana later on, or like earlier in the game, you could just sack it. And I feel like that's something we're going to see elsewhere. And thank you, Max K. Thank you for smashing that bell icon. For absolutely annihilating the bell icon. Go blank, target player discards 2 cards. Oof. Exile all cards from the player's graveyard. Oof. That's pretty harsh. It never feels good to have to discard cards. Prismari Campus. Okay, so Prismari is the blue and red. Okie dokie. So we're going to have new names for these things. Because when I think blue and red, I think Izzet. Because that's the guild. The blue and red guild in Ravnica. And then blue and green. What was blue and green? Oh gosh, I remember their mechanic. It was the evolve mechanic, which was actually really cool. But what was the blue and green guild? My wife just brought me my dog, and I gave him a smooch on his forehead. Oh god, I can't remember the blue and green guild off the top of my head. It's fine. They were cool. They had like frog lizards and shit. Draw 2 cards. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Cool. That's actually really good because you could play another land for that turn and possibly draw into one. Leech Fanatic. Ugh. As long as it's your turn, Leech Fanatic has lifelink. And then Culling Ritual. Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Add black or green for each permanent destroyed this way. Gosh, that's actually... That would play absolutely hell with my Goblin deck. It's like, oh, all of your creatures are like super cheap? Well, fuck you then. Oi. Strixhaven. Oh, look at that. I got a new wild card. Cool. Actually, I earned a mythic rare uncommon, or a wild card, rather. That's cool. I have opened a lot of packs lately. Split second, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Honestly, I feel like green has been hard up for... I haven't seen a lot of good like enchantment, like a good card like this, like a Crushing Vines type card, where it's just like, yeah, destroy a... Although I think Crushing Vines also destroyed creatures with flying specifically, so I don't know. Naturalize, that's the effect that I'm thinking of, where it destroys a... Split second is an effect I haven't seen in a while. As long as this spell is on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Okay. So it's basically a naturalize that can't be countered, essentially. Silver Quill Apprentice, Magecraft, new mechanic. Very exciting to see. This ability triggers when you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell. Cast or copy. Okay. So it's the same trigger as Finesse. Or not Finesse, Prowess. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Okay, that's cool. That's not... I mean, I guess Magecraft is a mechanic that can be anywhere, but that feels very like a blue or red effect to me, but whatever. I don't mind it being on black and white. That's cool. I like black and white as colors. Silver... Okay, so Silver Quill is... It's gonna take me a while to remember all these names, but Silver Quill is the... Oh, you know what? I'll bet there's a whole cycle of these apprentices. There's going to be like a Silver Quill apprentice that's they're basically guild mages for each of these factions, I would assume. Plumb the Forbidden. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may sacrifice one or more of your creatures. When you do, copy this spell for each creature sacrificed this way. Okay. You draw a card and you lose a life. Okay, so you could sacrifice a bunch of like small, like maybe even token creatures, and then draw a bunch of cards and lose some life. I get it. Their Ageless Guardian, we've seen that before. A Quidditch match on foot from the looks of it. Target creature. I'm getting, incidentally, some powerful Hogwarts energy from this whole thing. Target creature gains trample until end of turn. Cool. Draw a card. Cool. Green has been getting good card draw recently, and it freaks me out just a little bit. Exhilarating Elocution. Put a +1/+1 counter. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Other creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. That's cool. And then our rare. Oh, it's a mythic rare. Cool. Beladros Witherbloom. It's an Elder Dragon. I'll bet you that there's one of these big bomb creatures for each of these factions as well. In fact, is Wither... I don't know. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 black-green pest creature. Okay. Pay 10 life. Untap all lands you control. Activate only once each turn. Well, I should hope so. He's honestly... For how expensive he is, he's not very big, like, power toughness-wise. But his ability is pretty... Like, his passive ability is pretty cool. And his pay 10 life, that's a big expense, but that's pretty potent nonetheless. I'd be able to... I'm annoyed that I can't play this game right now. I am. But yeah, so that's a little preview look at Strixhaven. I'm excited to see what all is here. Oh, I might have spelled it wrong. But whatever. How is it? Is it a Y instead of an I? Is that what I got wrong? Oh, Anonymous, thank you. I appreciate it. We always like to hear that a stream went phenomenally. No, I didn't spell it wrong. Oh well, whatever. Doesn't really matter. He's a big dragon boy. He's got flying and all that jazz. Anyway, we will explore more of this a week from now, and we'll have a fun time doing it. Anyway, y'all, I'm so glad that y'all showed up today. I really appreciate it. New friends and old. It's awesome to see everyone here. It's been fun. I will be back on Tuesday with Sam to play more Minecraft. But until then, I am Ned Finn. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.